What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be listening to Through the Storm. It is a project by TitoTheSecond. He is Arctic Euphoria in the chat. Been supporting the channel for a very long time. Really appreciate him, for always being so active in the streams and sending in his music. What's going on, Riley? Good to see you in the chat, man. Yeah, so I am more than happy to check out this project. It's 13 tracks, 35 minutes long. He has a very unique sound. It's always very spacey. The people in the chat like to joke around and say that he's a Martian because his music is just, it's so unique. So we're gonna give this album a listen. There is a link to it in the description. It's out on streaming services. I'm listening to it on SoundCloud, but I'll drop a Spotify link and a SoundCloud link in the description. Tito, if there is like an Apple Music link, you can let me know and I'll add that to the description as well. So if you enjoy what you hear in the video, be sure to check it out. Support Tito, because he's been working on this album for a minute, and regardless of however we feel about it at the end, definitely deserves a stream. Check it out for yourself. Formulate your own opinions on it, because anybody who works this hard on something deserves at least that. He's a Martian, it's a fact. We're just gonna jump head first into it, man. Track 1 is On the Fly. Don't gotta sugarcoat it. I got you, Tito. I really like most of the stuff you send in anyways, so. Crazy bass right there. Light to decent 0. I'll go Fantano mode. Ready? I'll go Fantano mode. Watch this. This is how Fantano is. It's a 0. That's how Fantano is, bro. That man always got the thighs out, bro. He's a thick one though. He's a thick boy. I'm not complaining, bro. Fantano thighs, pretty juicy. Mixo, you don't get the joke? Do you follow Fantano on Instagram, bro? Every other day he posts an Instagram reel where he just lifts up his shorts and shows his thighs off. Literally posted that today. Tito, I really love this beat, dude. Love the lead playing the outro. Does it transition into the next one? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, it just kind of stopped right there. Yeah, so I really love the beat. I think it's very spacey. The panning on the perks, all of the reverberant synthesizers going around in the top end, and then the really low, bassy 808. Like the drums are really good. The atmosphere, the ambience to the beat is great. When it comes to Tito's vocals, I used to criticize it pretty heavily because I didn't understand the sound that he was going for. When I first started listening to him rap on his own music, I didn't understand the sound he was going for. But now that I know, he doesn't, or at least I don't think, it doesn't sound like Tito needs for every one of his lyrics to be understood. It sounds almost like he wants his voice to literally be part of the production. The heavy auto-tune, the really reverberant, it almost sounds like his vocals are playing and acting as a lead with how he sings his riffs, his melodies. So it's like, it's almost like his vocals, it's more important that his vocals create a vibe than it is for you to clearly understand every single one of his bars. And so I completely understand the really heavily processed, almost robotic, very melodic, reverberant sounding vocals, man. It started to make sense to me when I had to change my perspective a little bit, but it started to make sense to me. And looking at it from that new perspective, if you catch the lyrics too, it's a plus. Yeah, there are some moments when the vocals come across a little clearly and you can understand them better. And other times when it just kind of blends into the background music, especially with that really heavy 808. It's like, looking at it from a different perspective, I started to just appreciate it because it doesn't sound like anything else. There's no other commercial artist, there's no other mainstream artist, there's no other guy who sounds like this. So I just appreciate how unique it is. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the vocals. And I'm expecting vocals like that throughout the rest of the project, just very processed, very robotic, melodic, just really singing along with the production. You used my voice as a tag, man. I need a cut of the revenue, bro. I need a cut of the royalties. I think I've heard this one, right, Tito? 10%, 2 cents. I'll take it. Yo, the really it sounds like a choir. It sounds so full. I love the little chimes. Doom, 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 doom. Chief Keef vibes. Oh, Tito's gonna love you for that comparison. Especially with the reverse beat there at the end. That's definitely something Chief Keef would do. Sosa the GOAT, big inspiration on my music. Yeah, man. I will say, Tito, if you want people to be able to understand your lyrics just a little bit better, the vocal mix could be a little bit cleaner in the sense that you have a really low voice, a really like deep kind of performance on the tracks. And so if you're able to separate that from some of those mid and lower frequencies in the track a little bit better with some compression and EQ, it would definitely help us to be able to hear you a little bit more distinctly from the rest of the production and understand your lyrics a little bit better. Also, you use a lot of reverb and delays, and sometimes those delays are still happening while you're saying your next bar and they clash a little bit. So it's like, you know, definitely a little bit more volume on your main vocal so that all of the background effects remain in the background and you're still, you know, above everything else. But yeah, I had heard that one before and it's just really, really tough. I love how there's this like angelic, you know, full sounding choir pad in the background that's just like, oh, like the entire time, just giving us this like root note while everything else is going on, man. It's just, it sounds like the heavens are opening up, you know. It's something super, super ethereal and just like inspiring. Try not to make my vocals too loud or compress it too much to be distracting. Well, honestly, I don't think it would be distracting because there's already so much going on in your beats that they distract from your vocals. So I think that if your vocals were a little bit too loud, not too loud, a little bit louder, it would actually be easier to focus on them instead of harder. You know what I mean? But the more that you make music and the more that you develop your sound, that's just gonna come more and more naturally to you anyways. So it's like, that should go without saying. Track 3 is Fun, F-U-N. F is for friends who do stuff together. Oh man, it sounded so hard reversed. This vibe is actually really cool. Is there a guitar on my right ear? Going crazy with those perks. Fire, bro. That guitar is such a W too. I'ma just let it play in the track 4, Glow Up and Elvis. Oh yeah. Like here, the vocals are so deep, I can't understand them. So it just feels like they're part of the beat, which sounds really cool. I like the melodies the feature is singing too. Glocky with the monkey nuts. Feature was dope. Okay, that's just a little outro there with just the rising pads. That's cool actually. That was Glow Up. Is Elvis the feature? I think Elvis is the feature, right? Yeah, the feature was really dope. The high-pitched vocal, you know, the higher, thinner sounding vocals stood out a little bit more, and the melodies he was singing were really cool. It sounded like he lacked a little bit of confidence, honestly. It sounded like his performance, he was holding back a little bit. I would have really loved to see him go balls to the wall. You know, just go all out, leave it all out there for his performance. But, I mean, again, the confidence is something else that's also, you know, a given. It just comes with time. But I really love that beat, dude. Man, I wasn't expecting it to hit so hard the way that it first dropped in, like this, dude, right here. This right here. With those arps in the background, man, I was not expecting that to drop so hard. That was really cool. Money Trees, also featuring Elvis.
Goddamn right.
W for the Walter White sample. I'm saying, bro, this man is an alien.
So what you mean? What you mean? Came in with that sign, that 9 piece you can come and see. Like 10K and go right in demons. All black, that's got past. Nobody can see me.
The bitch ad-lib was tough. That one had me zoning out, just like, man, I was drifting. That one's really hard. Next track is Every Day. I'm gonna let it just play into the next one. This one is actually kind of cinematic. That 808 is really hard. I like this flow that you caught right here. This flow right here with this melody is working. There's just always so many layers and so much going on, man. This entire project just feels like floating around in space, dude. It's so colorful. It's really easy to just let your imagination run wild as you listen to some of this stuff. For some moments, it feels like the track doesn't even need the vocals, but then sometimes you catch a flow and a melody that just works so well that I'm really glad that you're there. You know what I mean? So it's like this, where was it? This part right here? Like that melody was working for me, dude. That was really, really cool. So I like that part a lot. What's the next track? Track 7, right? Turbo, Intermezzo. Number 1, like Ron Burgundy. The organs are so fucking tough, man. Yeah, this one's starting to sound like my favorite too, Mix-Up. Guitars? Goddamn. The switch up. That one is definitely my favorite so far. Turbo. Turbo sounds awesome. Yo, that outro is like as sweet as it'll get from Tito, right? Just super chill, the outro, Intermezzo. But Turbo is probably my favorite song off this entire project so far, man. That beat, the way that the organs were panned, the flow that you had, the guitar that came in just before the switch up, that was it for me. That was it. Oh yeah, track 8. You were high as fuck when you made this one. The dissonance, oh my god. You sound dope with no auto-tune too, Tito. You should definitely explore this no auto-tune vibe as well, man. I think you sound cool. There's a cool lead there too. This is cool, dude. This is cool. Oh yeah is not one of my favorites, But I do really like that you were exploring the no auto-tune vibe, and I love the melody that the lead is playing. I also really like the dissonance that you explored in that one. I don't think it's my top 3, but it's still really, really cool how experimental you got with it. Maybe it was because you were so high when you made it. Next track is Malone featuring Menace.
Tito on the beat.
Bro, I swear to God, listen to Tito is like tripping, bro. It's crazy. Hey, thanks for following. Thanks for following, Sophia Graphics. Yeah, listen. Shit, that one was Malone, right? Dude, I swear to God, it feels like Tito knows something that we don't, man. It feels like tripping when you listen to this. Everything is just like so colorful and vibrant and going on at the same time, and just like sometimes it can be overwhelming even. It's really interesting to listen to say the least. It's not going to be for everybody, but I personally, I can appreciate this, man. This is just so creative. Track 10 is Spain S. The effect you put on your vocals here is really cool, Tito. Goddamn. I like this slower bounce too. Reversing it again. Yeah, this just sounds so dreamy.
Tito on the beat.
I already like these like reversed string synths in the background. Very tight snare. I disagree with the 808 choice. Dude, I'm loving the synths, the really high-pitched synths in the background, man. The sound effect, like, yeah, that's the stuff that's grabbing my attention. I don't doubt that anybody who defies Tito faces a short life expectancy, man. Tito is an alien. He has probes and shit. You gotta be careful. I don't know if they're string samples necessarily or string synths, but it sounds like they're reversed. The high-pitched stuff, oh my God, it just sounds like so atmospheric and like pleasant and heavenly, and man, I disagree with the 808 choice here. I think it was drowning out a lot of other stuff, but I do think that Italy is very cool. Doja and Jaeger 2 is the next track. Man, this one sounds a little cluttered. Cloudy, yeah. I can feel that. That makes sense. Doja and Jaeger, I think, might be one of my least favorite songs. I just feel like, I get that you made it to sound cloudy, but it just feels a little too cluttered. Even though the outro sounds very sweet. I'm gonna let it play into the last track, Slaughter. Oh yeah, Tito, fuck yeah, this is the, oh. This is what I'm looking for in the beat. Oh man, Slaughter is so good. That lead is so cool. Yeah, Tito, you killed it on this last track. I really like it. It's one of my favorites, probably top 3. That last track is definitely top 3, Tito. This is cool. And that's the album. Yeah, so that is Through the Storm by TitoTheSecond. So based on what you've heard throughout this video, as I said before, Tito has a very unique and creative style. It's not going to be for everybody. You know, some people might find it a little abrasive. Some people might find it just off-putting, you know, that like overstimulating maybe, because there is a lot that goes on in his music and his vocals as well. You know, a lot of effects on his vocals. It's a barrage of different textures and vibes and colors all at once. It's not going to be for everybody. But if you're interested in listening to somebody who is absolutely unique, who is doing something that is absolutely their own, and is an up-and-coming artist, and you want to support them, and you want to check out their music and their other shit, there are, like I said, links to this in the description below. Man, this is just, it's a mixture of choir sounds with synths and really deep 808s and bouncy trap drums and very heavily processed vocals, and just, man, the best word that I can come up with is just like colorful and vibrant, almost like you're tripping on something, you know? It's very unique. It's very, very unique, Tito. That's what I always have to say about it. I don't always agree with some of the mix choices, you know, and some of the vocal processing decisions, or even some of the drum sounds at sometimes. But I would say overall, I mean, this is just, it's a trip. You got to experience this at least once, you know? It's a very short album. It's 13 songs, 35 minutes. It really does not take up too much of your time. And I would highly recommend that you give this a shot. I personally really appreciate Tito's style and his authenticity and his dedication to sounding like himself. It's always something that I really, really enjoy from him. So definitely check this out. Thank you so much for watching the video. We really appreciate you guys. I will see you guys later. Until then, stay safe, and as always, peace out.